Am I recording now? Am I allegedly recording now? Cool. Where's my water? What's up, guys? In today's video, I'm gonna try and cover a few things, cause a couple of my buddies were like, "Hey man, why is your Gyarados so strong?" Well, I'm gonna show you. Okay, so every Pokemon has what's it called? HP, special attack, special defense, defense, and speed. Now, what you want to do is figure out which one benefits your Pokemon by nature and by what it does, what it's naturally good at, its base stats. So what you want to do is, I don't have it on me. There's websites that you can go to. When I'll put them in the, I'll link them in the description. I'm sorry, I'm hungry. What you want to do is, after you beat Leon in the battle tower, I believe it's the 6th time. Yeah, see, I already maxed out my doubles, but single, yeah. So after you get your to the 6th battle, which is Leon, let me show you. You're gonna unlock this guy, and what he does is hyper trains. What hyper training is when one of your Pokemon reaches level 100, you can use bottle caps. You use bottle caps, and then see how it says speed best, special defense best, special attack best, defense attack best. Those are all best because its max, its base stat is as good as it gets. Like, it doesn't get any better than that. So once you hyper train, that means that you automatically get that base 31 stat. So basically, it's got perfect IVs, which means it's a perfect Pokemon, as opposed to like this one. This Silvalley's kind of a mess. So what I want to do is I want to max this one out because it's a pretty good Pokemon. It's a pseudo legendary, which, like, I guess it's like kind of legendary but not so much. It's like a Dragonite and all those other Pokemon that are like hard to get. But yeah, this one's got pretty good defense. Special defense is decent. Its speed is best. So everything that's best, that means that's as good as it's gonna get for its stats. And as opposed to Eevee Training. Okay, so Eevee Training is different. Once you hit X right here, when you get to this to the stats, you hit X, and then as you can see the little stars, that means its attack is maxed out. Also, when it's that centerpiece is like, it's like bluish grayish in the center, that means those stats aren't gonna go any higher than that. You see how that Pikachu, it's got like a bright yellow down the middle? That means its stats can still go up. Like, I can still go higher speed, higher special attack, higher whatever I want, whatever I need it to be. But this one's maxed out, and its speed is maxed out, and its attack is maxed out. Special defense is maxed out. Defense is maxed out. The natures give it an extra boost, and I think the where it says it's somewhat vain, I think that's another one that might have something to do with it, but maybe not. I don't know, to be honest. But yeah. What else? That one, defense, special defense maxed out. That one's just attack and special defense that's maxed out. But as you can see, like, it's still got a little bit of speed, still got a little bit of defense. And its base is basically the yellow part. So that's where the what's it called? That's its regular normal base stat, but its individual it's effort value, which is different than individual value. Individual is the yellow, and the effort value is the light blue grayish thing. That's what you wanna focus on when you're Eevee training. That's why it's called Eevee Training, not IV. IVs are the individual values. The EVs are the effort values. Those are the ones that you're gonna focus on when you're trying to get competitive. So for this Gyarados, obviously I want it to be as fast as possible and to have that high attack, because that's how I want it. But other people, they might say, well, you know what, a Moxie. Let me move my camera right quick. With the ability Moxie, so the Pokemon shows Moxie and it boosts the attack stat after knocking out a Pokemon. Okay, so that's good. In that case, you can try to maybe focus on other things, like maybe HP and or special defense and defense, and then the four other EVs you want to use for HP. Maybe you want to focus on special defense and speed. So you want to make it fast, but still have like some kind of, or just balance it out, special defense, speed, and defense, because it's already gonna get that that attack boost off Moxie. And then if you give it a what's it called, the weakness policy, once it's hit with a with a move that it's weak against too, its special attack and attack goes up significantly. So that's one way of looking at it. It all depends on who you want to use and what you want to use to revolve your team around. So Dragapult is another good one. He's super fast. Like, let me see. So his base speed right now at level 100, it'll probably go up to 400 maybe. Nah, I don't think so. It's probably like 380. Maybe more or less 380. What level is it? I don't even know. 85. Maybe not so much. I don't know. It depends. But so yeah, Infiltrator passes through the opposing opponent's barrier, substitution, and the likes, and it strikes. So it gets behind substitute. And so when the Pokemon uses substitute, it won't hit the substitute target. It'll hit the actual Pokemon, which is good, since it can outspeed a Hatterene. Clearly, if it goes into battle, Hatterene uses substitute, you can use Phantom Force and just out, because Phantom Force is such a good attack, and it's a physical attack. So its power is 90, so its base power is 90, and it's a 2-turn effect, a 2-turn hit. So like, it still has the ability to disappear out of the field. I think some moves can hit it, but there's not that many. Like, it's still like vulnerable to like hail and what else? Some other moves, like, but anyways, it can still pretty much one hit KO it. It'll just go right through the substitute and just, or protect. So Infiltrator's a pretty good ability. And I mean, it all depends on what kind of Pokemon you're running and what you want to, synergize around, and what goes with your team. Like, if your favorite Pokemon is Gyarados, okay, so what you want to do is you want to build a good defense around it. So you want to at least like maybe 1 or 2 tanks, obviously 1, but with 2 tanks, it's two tanks and one, either 2 tanks and one. I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. So you either want to run 2 tanks to slow down your opponent until, and then have it ready in the back. So when your opponent's Pokemon are weakened, like, you can just come in and just sweep everything. Or you can have like someone that a Pokemon that can do stats, like right here I have a Trick Room for Hatterene. Since it's slow, it'll move first. So, and also Pyukumuku. I love this Pokemon. So with Pyukumuku and Hatterene on the field, I can use Trick Room, and they both, since they're both super slow, they'll both have priority. I will hit my opponent with Toxic, and then either Psychic or Mystic Fire, depending on how the field goes. Or I could use Soak, and then hit my opponent with a Giga Drain, because now with Soak, it turns your opponent's Pokemon into a water type. So with that in play, and with Giga Drain, it's a wrap. And Toxic on top of that. I mean, I could add a Nasty Plot onto Hatterene, but I think it's too much overkill, and it's kind of a what's it called? It's a waste of not a waste of a move, but like a waste of a turn, because I've already played Trick Room. If I play Trick Room, because obviously it's gonna go last, so on the last turn I'm gonna use Trick Room. Next turn it's gonna go first or second, depending on I think Pyukumuku's slower, so Pyukumuku would go first, and then Hatterene will go second. So if I were to use Nasty Plot, it still might not survive the next couple hits, and I don't want to take that risk. So I mean, there's other ways to do it. So like I could use a Berry, but I've already got another hold item for it to make it stronger. So I don't really need to depend on that move. And that's another thing I want to go kind of go into is what's it called? Hold items. Hold items are really important, because it will definitely significantly increase your chances of winning battles. For instance, on Gyarados, I have a Assault Vest, and it raises the special defense, prevents the use of status moves. But that's okay, because it's got Moxie. So its special defense is going to be covered by the Assault Vest. And even though I can't use moves that to like raise its stats, like Swords, Dragon Dance, or I don't think it can learn Sword Dance, I don't know. But like Dragon Dance, I wouldn't be able to use Dragon Dance. But that's okay, because he's got Moxie. Let's see. Another one is Wise Glasses. So this one, it raises the power of special moves, and that's basically all I'm using on Hatterene. So it'll be fine. It'll get that extra boost. It'll get that extra 10% boost. Also, its base special attack is already good enough, so it's strong. Yeah, once you beat Leon in the battle tower, either with doubles or singles, it doesn't matter, as long as you beat him, you're gonna acquire this guy, and you're also gonna acquire the what's it called, the IV checker. I'm sorry, it's because I'm using my little GameCube controller, and like I'm used to the Joy-Cons. But yeah, so let me move my camera. Okay, so with the IV checker, what it does is when you hit once you unlock it, after you beat Leon, the register person will let you know that you've unlocked it. So what it is basically when you go into your Pokemon box, you're gonna hit the plus sign, and as you can see, you know, you get, well, first you get the Pokemon, the appearance, the sprite, and then you get the information. This is you get the base, the ability, the base speeds, base, you know, all that stuff. And then for the third time, you get the IVs. So again, when it's best, that means that's a perfect IV. Individual value. So HP, special attack, and that's it. It's only got 2 out of 6, and it's not good. But let's say I wanted to be competitive with this Applin. What I would have to do is max it out to level 100, and I would need at least 1, 2, 3, 4 bottle caps, or a golden cap. A golden bottle cap. The golden bottle cap will max out all of them at once. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, so the bottle caps, those get 1 each, but the gold bottle caps, those will max out all of them. So like you don't even have to worry about like if it's got like the worst the worst IVs ever. Like, let me see if I can find one. I probably have one. Nope. Ooh, that's a good one, actually. Okay, so this Tyranitar, it's got pretty good HP, decent everything else, and very good special attack. Well, when it comes to Tyranitar, I guess that's a bad example, but anyways, let's say I want a perfect IV Tyranitar. Perfect IV Tyranitar. So I would have to max it out to level 100, and then once I do that, I take it to this guy right here and get it hyper trained. And since I don't want to waste individual bottle caps, I could just give it a gold one and it'll be set. But yeah, as of right now, I only have Gyarados at level 100. Everyone else is below that. Yeah, so Gyarados is my only level 100. Cause it doesn't really matter competitive wise, cause they all go to level 50 anyway. Which is why stats are important, and which is why you always want to get your IVs maxed out. And if you want to max them out, like the best way to do it is Eevee Training. Eevee Training is exactly what I said. Like, that's when you can either do Polka Jobs. Polka Jobs can help you do that. Let me show you real quick. That's a new one. I don't know, like, cause I didn't play Sun and Moon, so I don't know if they had Polka Jobs. But one way to do it is you could do Polka Jobs. Basically, what you do is you have to leave like a minimum of 10, or at least, yeah, you have to leave at least 10 Pokemon that you want to raise the stat of. So right here you got speed, special defense, special attack, defense, attack, and HP. So what you want to do is, for instance, HP. I'm probably not gonna choose anything really, but so yeah, you pick 10, and then you get to decide how long you want to take them for. I think the max is like a day, and that will raise a Pokemon's stat by 96. per day. And then you go to this guy. And only in this area specifically, he has like all of the what's it called, like the protein, the HP, all these to raise the base stat of each significant one. So Carbos is for speed, Zinc is for special defense, special attack, defense, attack, and HP. Each one, each Pokemon, I think they max out at 252, I believe. But yeah, you get so you can max out one, or you can max out 2 IVs for 252, and then like the 4 remaining ones, depending, I think it depends on the Pokemon, but the other 4 remaining IVs you can use on something else, which it doesn't really matter, to be honest, but I mean, it helps, I guess, a little bit. So, for example, again, like my Gyarados, I wanted it to, be maxed out on its attack and its speed. So what I did was, I took it to the to do the Polka Jobs, and I left it there for 2 days to get the attack, 2 days to get the speed, and the rest, like, I just spent like, I bought like maybe 3 or 4 of the protein and the Carbos to get the remaining IVs, because if you leave it there for longer, chances are you might waste your effort values, which again, effort values are the ones you personally raise on their base stat. So you can only basically max out 2, and then one of them you can kind of like dabble with, depends on you, or you could just have an all-around balanced out Pokemon, but I don't recommend that because it's not really much of a competitive, you don't get much out of it, to be honest. Maybe you could, maybe I'm wrong, but I've never seen anyone, you know, do that and actually have it work. I mean, if it works, cool, if not, whatever, but to me it seems like a waste of time, but it's, you know, all up to you. But yeah, I think that covers it, kind of. Well, I mean, not really. Okay, another thing is the natures. So, let's say, well, for one, if you don't know much about natures, you might want to, like, go to, like, Cerebi.com, and it'll explain, like, every nature. Or I could just show you. Better yet, huh? Oh, I'm sorry. So, real quick, the guy that sells all the proteins and the Carbos, the HP up, everything, it's gonna be on south of the battle tower on Winden. That guy's gonna be the one that has like all the protein, Carbos, whatever, iron, for sale. Cause you're not gonna find it anywhere else. You're just gonna find it there. Or you could use battle points, but I wouldn't recommend it because you're gonna use battle points for other stuff. Let me just, okay, so for natures. For natures, let's say you have a Lax Lax Gyarados. So when a Pokemon smells this man, its defense will grow, like, again, so let's say its natural nature is Lax, so its defense will grow more easily, but its special defense will grow slowly. You kind of don't want that on a Gyarados, but I mean, again, it depends. Naturally, what you do want is a Jolly Gyarados. And what a Jolly Gyarados does is its speed will grow, but its special attack will grow more slowly. So it reduces the IV of a special attack and it'll increase the IV of its speed. So naturally, Gyarados is known to be a physical attacker. So, and you want it to be fast. You want it to outspeed mostly anything. It will never outspeed a Dragapult, never. But with a Jolly Mint, what you do is you can use your battle points. Like I said, you're gonna need your battle points. So you can use let's say you have a maxed out perfect Gyarados, but it's got that lax nature, naturally nature. You can change its nature by coming here. You buy your Jolly Mint, give it the Jolly Mint, and its stats will change, and it'll be Jolly, and its speed will increase, and its special attack will decrease. Boom! You don't have to. Excuse me. You don't have to breed for a perfect one anymore. Like, it's done. Like, honestly, you don't even have to breed at all, because you have your the lady right here solves the nature issue, and the Hyper Trainer right here, he solves the IV problem situation, whatever. Let's say, for example, where's that Applin? Whatever. Let's use Ninetales. Let's say Ninetales is my favorite Pokemon of all time. Like, I grew up loving Ninetales. Ninetales is I love Ninetales. And like, shout out Naruto. So let's say I want this Ninetale and I want to revolve a team around it because I want to be competitive with it. So it already has 4 max IVs, but it's missing attack and HP, which doesn't really bother me. But let's say I wanted it to be perfect. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna max it out to 100. Take it to the Hyper Trainer. Give it 2 bottle caps because it's already got 4. I'm not gonna waste the golden. It doesn't make sense to waste the golden bottle cap on it. So I'm gonna waste 2 for the attack and the HP. And then, since its nature is not so great, because as you can see, it raises its defense but lowers its special defense. What I want to do is, yeah, see there, it's lax. So what I want to do is give it a nature that will make it good, will benefit it. So it's got Flash Fire, so powers up the Pokemon's fire type moves if it's hit by one. Okay, so honestly, I don't know much about Ninetales, but based on what it's good at is I would want to raise its special attack and its speed. So I would want to give it a nature that would benefit it via the mints. So depending on how I want to run it, I would either give it a definitely not Jolly, but let's see. I'm always moving my camera. Let's see, what would be a good one? Okay, so right here, perfect. So I would give it Timid. I would raise its speed and lower its attack because I'm not gonna use its attack. It's not a physical kind of Pokemon. It's more special attack. Or I could go for and raise its special attack and lower its speed. I think there's one, right? There should be one. There you go. Or make it a modest nature. So what I would do is I would buy that one, and it would be modest. And now it's got perfect IVs. Now it's at level 100. Now, like, it's done. Before you raise it to level 100, you want to go take it to get the Eevee Training. Max it out with the other, like the protein, the HP up, whatever you need to do. Then you bring it over here. You level it up to 100. You take it to Hyper Training, and then you take it over here and get the mint if you don't have it. And boom, you got yourself a competitive Pokemon. That's pretty much it. But yeah, I'll link videos to other people that can explain it more in depth, because like I said, it's just a quick run through. But yeah. Hey guys, thanks again for checking out my video. Let me know in the comment section below if any of that stuff made sense. But again, I'll leave the links of the other websites on the description, and then that way you can figure out all the other stats for all the other Pokemon that you want to use. And thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you later. Thanks.